What's up, friends? Welcome to my channel where we're doing music covers, original music, album reviews, song reviews, a little social commentary here and there, whatever the day calls for. Um, this week the day's been calling for a lot. There's been so much new music dropping this week. It's kind of hard to keep up with everything. We're doing a video here in the basement tonight because my daughter's here. She's upstairs sleeping. At least I hope she's asleep because time of recording this, it's a bit on the late side, but here we are. The new Silverstein album, Misery Made Me, is here. I knew it was coming in May. I didn't know it was coming this early in the month, but it's here, and I just gave it a couple listens through, and I definitely want to talk about it because I know that this is not the most popular viewpoint amongst Silverstein fans, but I actually really, really enjoyed their last album, A Beautiful Place to Drown. I thought it was a huge breath of fresh air. I thought they were in a little bit of a rut. 2017's Dead Reflection was easily my least favorite album of theirs. And their last album, I would rate it alongside my top three in their quite large discography at this point. Discovering the Waterfront, it's number one for many Silverstein fans. It's number one for me as well. I also love Rescue, and I love A Beautiful Place to Drown. I would say those are my three top Silverstein albums, with possibly maybe This Is How the Wind Shifts being like a fourth place one. Sorry, this is itchy, but we're going to do a track by track review for this brand new Silverstein album. And I will let you know how I think it measures up to their last album for sure, and just their work in general. So let's get into it. Number one is called Our Song. We start out with a nice upbeat note here, a very engaging anthemic chorus. The spoken word build up to the song's climax I thought was a little compared to the last album's opener, Bad Habits. I suppose it falls a little short, but it basically serves the same purpose here. It's kind of hard to outdo that opener when it had such a rad bass line. It had Aaron Marshall from Intervals. It's kind of hard to beat that opener, but this one, it serves as a similar piece to this, and it's not too bad. It kind of continues that vibe. Number two, Die Alone. This one I heard already. It was already released before the album came out. This song, it features the vocalist of Comeback Kid, and they definitely accommodate him here by making this song sound a lot like Comeback Kid. There's nothing on the last album like this. There's tons of scream vocals in here. The guitars just reek of Comeback Kid. I even hear a little bit of Counterparts in here also. And the vocalist of Counterparts has also been involved with Silverstein. This is a great song. This is a great song, and it's definitely different from what we heard last time around. Number three, Ultraviolet. It's the big single from this album. It was already released. I already heard it. I rated it a 6.5 out of 10 when I heard it, just because it's the most formulaic song they've ever written. The lyrics just kind of exist to rhyme and be catchy. They're not really about anything at all. The song's just kind of here, but it has that mainstream appeal. I have gone back to it a couple times, so I'd probably jack that rating up to maybe a 7, but it's definitely just the catchy song. Number 4, Cold Blood. This one, it features Trevor Daniel, who is a solo artist that I'm not familiar with. But this song was amazing. The chorus is great. This one has some of the vibes of some of their older works, like Rescue, which is, like I said, one of my favorite Silverstein albums. I don't really know what to say why this song is so great. It's just really enjoyable, and I think they did a great job on this one. And out of the first 4, I put this one as my favorite at this point of listening. Number 5, It's Over. This is another one I heard prior to its release, and out of all the prior singles, this was my favorite one. It sounds just like A Beautiful Place to Drown. Everything songwriting wise is just everything the song calls for. The hook is great. You know, the guitar riff is simple. It's the style we've all heard before, but I just think it's done really well, and I've went back to this single a lot of times. It's great. Number 6, The Altar / Mary. This song is all over the place. It's super ambitious for Silverstein. There's lots of heavier scream sections, some heartfelt song passages. We get a break in the second part with this very spacious sounding electronic section. And it comes out of nowhere. It's very unexpected. It sounds great. And everything about this song just kind of is unexpected. This does not follow a traditional song structure. You can tell a lot of work went into this track, and it's great, man. Great song. Love this one. Number 7, Slow Motion. At this point, I'm just like, God, man, I love this album already, dude. Like, this is a very enjoyable song. Very enjoyable hook in this one. I thought Mike from The Devil Wears Prada, I thought with him being in this track, this was going to be like a frantic, screamy kind of song, but it actually ended up being a song that wouldn't sound out of place on their last album, with Mike kind of interjecting some enjoyable screams in the background. His feature here was very much in the background, but it worked. It worked very well. This was a great track. Slow Motion I will be listening to a lot in the days to come. Number 8, Don't Wait Up. This track, it has some nice guitar work. It starts out with some very nice guitar work. It doesn't really stand out, but I wouldn't skip it. It's pretty good. There's some cool stuff in here. I would consider this, in the context of the album, kind of fillerish, but it's pretty good, you know. Bankrupt. I think this is the first song they came out of the gates with as singles for this album, and I've discussed it before. The lyrics are so good. The lyrics of this song are one of the best ones they've ever come out with, which is why it pains me to say that the song itself is very, very average. The chorus is so generic. The verses sometimes are even a little bit cringy. I mean, on a musical scale, in the context of this album, this might actually be the album's lowest point. That's unfortunate to say. I mean, I'm not saying by any means that this song is garbage or anything, but musically, it's probably one of my least favorite ones, but the lyrics save it, man. But definitely, even if you don't like the music of this song, I would definitely listen to what's being said. It's a very informative song. Number 10, Live Like This. This was the last single released, and I just heard it recently, and it's a little bit run-of-the-mill. In a way, it's got a very nice upbeat drum beat that Silverstein has done before. It sounds great here. It's got some cool parts in it, but I would rate it alongside Don't Wait Up as being a good song, but kind of not really stand out. There's a feature in this song that I can't even catch. Like, I can't tell where it's at, and I've heard this a couple times. But maybe it'll grow on me more, but as of right now, I just kind of rate it as an alright one for this. Then we come to the closer, Misery. This song is very powerful. It's the slow song on the album. It's actually the only slow song on this album. They did not really slow down and do the emo side of their sound very much on this record at all. But, you know, you're not going to hear lyrics that you've never heard before or music that you've never heard before. They weren't really looking to break new ground. They were just looking to do something emotional and heartfelt and just capture a feeling, and they do that 100% here. This song is just incredible in what it sets out to do. It's a great album closer. The closer from the last album, Take What You Give, it was my favorite song off the last album, and one of my favorite Silverstein songs of all time. I even did a little snippet of it. I sung and played guitar on it on this channel. Um, so again, like the opener from the last one, it would be kind of hard to follow in its footsteps, but it's very, very good. Misery is very, very good. And it's a very emotional, heartfelt, powerful track to close this album out on. I think this album's great. I think these guys did a great, great job here. I don't know how to rank it alongside their last work because I like their last work so, so much. I like that this album had a lot of those groovy kind of heavy riffs that opened the song Madness from the last one. You hear that kind of stuff all through here. You know, you didn't hear anything super electronic on this album as the song All On Me that was on the last one, where they had like that saxophone solo. Like, it was so, so good. So I feel like maybe these albums are kind of equal because that one had some things that this one doesn't have, but this one has some things that the other one doesn't have. This one's way more upbeat, way more screamed vocals, a lot less pop. But at the same time, it definitely doesn't sound like they're going back to their old sound. It's kind of like a different version of the new sound. And I really like this album, and I'm going to listen to it a ton. I would say the standout tracks on here would be, take a look at the track list here. Cold Blood for sure, top track. Slow Motion for sure, top track. I would say maybe those are like my two favorites. It's Over is really good too. The Altar Mary, super ambitious song. So I'm going to give those four the top track rating. The honorable mentions, I will say Misery for sure. Die Alone, hardest song they've done in a long time. Lowest Point, again, musically is probably Bankrupt, but the lyrics are some of the best they've ever done. So there's really nothing on here that I would say is like trash. Absolutely not. This is a great album. So when you have so little to complain about with an album, but you have a little bit of complaints, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10 easily. Silverstein did a great job here. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to the channel. If you have content on here, I will subscribe to you as well. I'm all about supporting up-and-comers on here. And I would definitely recommend checking this album out. Don't sleep on it. Thanks for watching.